Tell me something. Have you noticed that your libido seems to have disappeared lately? Those intense urges, those desires that once seemed to dominate, your thoughts are now so distant that I even wonder if there's something wrong with you. Don't worry, you're not going crazy, everything's fine. And it's certainly not a coincidence. It's something much bigger. It's spiritual. It's God working behind the scenes in your life, with a purpose far deeper than you can possibly imagine. When we enter into an awakening process, when we begin to walk toward our truth, everything that is no longer aligned with this new frequency begins to fall away. It's not a punishment, it's an education, it's a preparation. It's God saying it's time to move on to the next level. And do you know what happens in this process? The loss of libido, often perceived as strange or negative, is actually a sign that something sacred is happening within you. It's as if the universe is calling you to look beyond your body, your urges, your desires. He invites you to step into a higher mission, one that begins in the soul and expands into the spirit. Before exploring the deeper reasons why God might be diminishing your sexual desire, I want to tell you something important. If what I'm saying here resonates with you, if you feel this message is exactly what you needed to hear today, stay with us. This community is made up of awakened souls, people who, like you, are walking with determination and awareness. Now let's move on to the first point. First, your energy is being redirected towards something greater. Chosen one, your sexual energy is not just a bodily impulse. It contains immense power. It is a pure creative force. It's the same energy that gives life, fuels dreams, and sustains reality. But when you're called to something higher, that energy begins to be channeled differently. It's not repression, much less punishment. It's a divine reconfiguration. God takes that energy, previously directed toward momentary pleasure, and gives it back to you. Why? Because it must now be used to awaken what is still dormant within you: spiritual gifts, wisdom, keen intuition, creative inspiration, healing power. All of this begins to activate when this energy is preserved and redirected. You are preparing for a mission that requires clarity, focus, and discernment, something that transcends earthly distractions and reaches into higher dimensions of existence. This calm in your libido is like a silent call, a reminder that something much better awaits you. And to achieve it, you must be whole, present, and energetically pure. Second, God protects you from the bonds that weaken you. Few understand the true weight of a sexual relationship. It's not just a physical encounter, it's an energetic fusion. It's an exchange of everything the other person carries within them. Pain, wounds, trauma, shadows, patterns. All of this comes into contact with your energy field. What if this person isn't in sync with your vibration? What if they're carrying significant weight? Emotional addictions, old wounds, or even harmful spiritual energies? You absorb all of this without realizing it. And then you start to feel confused, tired, emotionally unstable, without even knowing why. So when God begins to rid you of this desire for shallow, purposeless intimacy, He is actually protecting you. It is as if He is saying to you, you must be pure, you must be light, you must be ready. This reduction of desire is a kind of spiritual shield. It is protective love, a silent care to keep you from falling into a bondage that could trap you, hold you back, or divert you from the path your soul has laid out for you. It's a boundary that may seem uncomfortable at first, but it carries immense love, a love that cares for your energy, your peace, and your destiny. Third, it's a preparation for a love with divine purpose. At a certain point in your spiritual journey, there comes that special moment when the Creator begins to prepare you for something far greater than you've ever known in your relationships. And see, it's no accident that you notice your desire for intense physical relationships beginning to diminish. This isn't a physical problem. It's a divine cleansing. The truth is, God is separating you from everything that bound you to superficial, fleeting relationships and relationships motivated solely by carnal desire. It prepares you for something deep, something true, in tune with your essence. Because what awaits you is not just a partner. It is someone who will accompany you on a mission. It is a meeting of souls who recognize each other, elevate each other, and complement each other in their goals. This type of connection is not just a physical attraction, it is deeper. This is someone who will not only attract you, but who will touch and inspire you spiritually. And it is precisely for this reason that you need to feel whole, to heal, to free yourself from the emotional burden and attachments that have been weighing you down. This pause in your libido, this moment of inner silence, is like a sacred pause before a divine dance. It is a time of preparation for a relationship filled with deep trust, true intimacy and pure love. A love born of the soul, not just the flesh. A love that uplifts, heals, and transforms both. Fourth, the death of the ego for the awakening of the spirit. One of the most intense and liberating lessons of the spiritual life is understanding that for the spirit to ascend, the ego must lose its power. And when I say ego, I mean that part of ourselves that seeks immediate pleasure, clings to fleeting desires, and gets distracted by illusions and empty promises. When you notice your sexual desires starting to diminish, it doesn't mean you're broken or lacking energy. On the contrary, it shows that a deeper, wiser part of you is awakening. You are moving from impulsive behavior to living more intentionally. This change is not a loss. It is an evolution. It is as if something within you is transforming, perfecting and refining itself. You are beginning to rise, escaping the prisons of easy pleasure and the temptations that rob you of peace, and you are beginning to see life with new eyes. Your awareness expands, you see more clearly. You begin to master your body, your energy, your thoughts, and this is where spiritual magic emerges. You are reborn not as a copy of what the world wants you to be, but as a living expression of what divinity has imagined for you. Fifth, the purification of addictions and distractions. Let's face it, we're surrounded. We're constantly bombarded with sexual images, conversations, content and stimuli on social media, television, music, and even advertising. This constant exposure isn't accidental. It's strategic and serves to weaken, distract, and disconnect people from their true inner strength. And that's where God's work comes in. He begins to slow down. When He reduces your desire for distractions, it's because He's purifying you, eliminating the excesses, the poisons, the addictive cycles that locked you in circles of guilt, shame, and wasted energy. It's like a spiritual detox. It's about disconnecting yourself from this hypersexualized system that feeds the flesh but empties the soul. At first, it's a little painful, as the habit nags at you, but over time, you'll experience a different clarity, a peace that seemed impossible before. This process is a sacred new beginning. It's God saying, "Let me show you what a life with purpose, focus, and a pure heart looks like." Little by little, you begin to come to your senses, feeling your energy return, your mind clear, and your spirit align with what truly matters. It's a rebirth, a liberation, a reunion with who you were meant to be. Sixth, intuition awakens and activates your spiritual gifts. As God begins to lead you away from these intense desires for purely physical pleasures, something powerful begins to awaken within your soul. This energy, once directed outward, toward the material world, disappears and changes form. It transforms into spiritual energy. It is as if your inner being suddenly gains a new light. Your third eye truly begins to open. Your intuition, once timid, now reveals itself clearly, almost like a voice whispering within you, but speaking louder than any external shout. We begin to notice things that previously went unnoticed. Signs, repetitions, subtle sensations. Everything seems to have a deeper meaning. And then, without even realizing it, we begin to hear God not only in prayers, but also in the small details of everyday life. A conversation, a song that appears out of nowhere, a synchronicity that is impossible to ignore. It's as if the universe is speaking to you, in codes that your soul has finally begun to decipher. You're connecting with your gifts in a new way. You may begin to experience greater spiritual sensitivity, clearer vision, heightened intuition, gifts of healing, listening, and guidance. In short, you're beginning to awaken what has always been there within you, waiting for this moment. And then you understand, it was never about repressing anything. It was about transforming. The energy previously wasted on fleeting desires is now used to nourish your connection to the divine, to develop your creativity, and to materialize what your soul truly desires. Everything begins to make sense. Seventh, you enter a phase of manifestation. Listen to this with an open heart. Sexual energy and creative energy are in essence the same force. It is the breath of creation that animates everything. from a new life to the fulfillment of a dream or goal. When God calls you to nurture this energy, it is not a punishment, it is a preparation. It is Him saying to you, "Hey, I want to take you to the highest." This energy, if not wasted, accumulates within you like a sacred river, full of power. Thanks to it, your mind becomes more focused, your ideas clearer, and your determination strengthened. You feel more present, stronger, more fulfilled. And then, the unexpected happens. You are becoming a true conduit for miracles. Doors are opening, the right people are crossing your path, opportunities are presenting themselves. Material and spiritual blessings are arising in response to your new alignment. Why? Because you have stopped investing your energy in things that drain you. You understand that it is time to channel this life force into creating the life God designed for you, a life full of meaning, abundance, peace, and true fulfillment. This is your moment. The time has come to give birth to a new reality, to realize dreams in harmony with your soul, to experience what you always believed you deserved, but are now ready to receive. Chosen one, understand that none of this is a coincidence. This is a divine transformation. It is like an operation of the soul. You are being refined. You are being shaped for something greater. Trust, everything falls into place in its own time. And yes, your sexual desire will return, but it will now be aligned with your mission, not the urges of the flesh. It will be part of your purpose, not a deviation from it. If this message resonated with you directly, if you felt God confirming something in your heart, please feel free to comment below. It's a sign that you're open to the blessings to come. It shows the universe that you're ready, because you've been chosen and your time has come. And, my family, if you're not yet part of the channel, subscribe now. We're building a beautiful community of awakened souls walking this path with awareness and truth. Like this post, so it can reach more people in need. Share it with someone you know who is going through this, and may not even understand what they're going through. This post could be the light they've been waiting for. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and see you soon for the next video.